morning, YouTube. Daniel here with Fernie's Appliance in my local hometown and Handy Dandy on YouTube. Today we're going to be working on a Whirlpool coin-operated dryer. I got a call from a landlord who said that the dryer was broken. Have no clue what's wrong with it. So today we're going to diagnose it, figure out what's wrong with it. I'm going to have you guys walk with me through this process and we'll figure out what's wrong. Possibly a belt or a drum wheel, something of that sort. So we're gonna go ahead, diagnose it, see what we can find it. I'll show you guys how to fix it on your own. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this camera around. We're gonna go ahead and pop the top and take a look at it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna open this up, check our dryer door switch. It's clicking intact. So we're gonna shut the door and we're gonna hit the start button. All right, so it doesn't sound like the drum is spinning. So what we're gonna do, and this would be handy for two hands, or for if I had another set of hands, is, okay, we're gonna hold that dryer door switch, hit the start button, and you guys can tell, it's on, but the drum's not spinning. So more than likely, it's going to be a belt issue. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna re-unplug it. Always, always, always unplug before you work on it. You touch a wire or something, you're gonna get electrocuted. So the first thing we're gonna do is, if you lift this door, pull out the vent, and this works for not just coin operated machines, but a lot of dryers. There's two Phillips screws right there. We're gonna pull those two screws out. I'm gonna try to set you up so that you can see it. All right, so I got you set up. You can use a Phillips screwdriver. I'm gonna use my little impact drill here. It's faster and I don't have to sit there and turn and turn and turn. Take your screws and we're gonna set those aside. My son here, who's gonna help me, he's gonna video me. We've taken out the top two screws. Now what we're gonna do is, there's two clips. There's a clip in this corner and the clip in this corner. If you've got a flat-headed screwdriver, all you do is push that in there and pop straight up. Okay, and then same with here, straight up, and then this comes back. What I'm gonna do real quick is, this coin box is full of coins, and if I tip it back with them coins full, all them coins are gonna fall into the back of that box and we won't be able to get them out. So we're gonna go ahead and empty that real quick. To the side. Now what we're gonna do is, we're just gonna take that and lean it back against that right there. Go ahead and come in here, son, and zoom. So here's the belt, and this is why the drum's not spinning. That belt is no longer on track. It is chewed up a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and replace that belt since this one does look bad. Now the way to do that, to get to this, we've got a wire harness right here in the corner. All we're gonna do is take that flat-headed screwdriver that I had, and we're gonna pry up and pull. Now that is unplugged. The next thing we're gonna do is, right over here, son, you wanna come in on this screw? There's a screw right there in that corner, and then there's one right there in that corner. We're gonna take those two screws out. Now I'm gonna get my other tool set out. All right. And this screw is going to be a 5/16 screw. If this has never been taken apart or somebody didn't lose the screw, it's 5/16. And I just use this little bit here. So we'll set that aside. Take this screw out now, and set the drill aside. All we're gonna do is pull straight up, and the lid is now off, or the door. To take this out, all you do is grab the belt, grab the front of the drum, lift up, and pull straight out. Now the lid's off, and we're there. So we also might have a tension or pulley issue as well. Son, you want to come down in here? So this is your tension or pulley right here. It's laying at the bottom of the drum. I also see another issue, which I did not bring the part because, again, I didn't know what was wrong. Right here is a pulley that runs on your drive motor. it is broke off. It should have a lip. You guys can see the piece here, right here. Found it. So this is the way this should look right there. That is your pulley. Your belt rides on that. We're not gonna be able to fix this dryer without having that mortar pulley on the front. And I do not believe I have one with me. But we replaced this. If that has a new one, your tensioner pulley goes right back in here, and your belt would ride right there, and you would be back up and running. So what I'll do is I'll show you how to take this pulley off. If it's broken, you do have to find a way to hold this so that it doesn't spin, and then this just twists off like a nut. So I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to take that off. All right, guys, so what I went ahead and did is we're gonna go ahead and get this pulley off. I'm gonna show you how to pull it off. Everything goes back together just the way we took it apart. So don't worry about that. So what I would say is your next step is this rod that comes out of the mortar here has a flat spot right behind the pulley, or behind the thing here. So what I did was I took a set of vice grips and got it on there as tight as I could with a pair of pliers. And since this is already broke, you don't have to worry about messing the teeth up. And then I just pull up on the vice grips and down on the, and then it just spins right off of there. So, and it may be a little difficult because it is broke off. Go ahead and spin that off. I'll go ahead and show you guys up close what happened here. And these do just wear out. They're very thin aluminum, so they will break off. Go ahead and come up here. So you guys can see here, it's sheared right off of there. And this should just have gone back on just like that. And that's what you should have. All right, so like I said, here's the new pulley. This one just has a plastic piece. It slips on until it stops. And then you put on your pulley, and it just turns on there just like that. And now with what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that vice grips back on here. Like I said, there's a flat spot. Don't know if you can quite see it, but there it is. That helps so that it grabs on. And then I'm just gonna grab a pair of pliers and then twist it on until it's back onto where it needs to be. So I'll go ahead and get that done and go from there. All right, guys, so I just showed you how to put that pulley back on the drive motor. Now what I did is I replaced this belt here. The other one was pretty chewed up. I can show you the belt here. It's all chewed up. What we're gonna do is go ahead and replace that, because if I go ahead and use this old belt, it will work. However, what could happen is the belt could end up fraying more and breaking, and we'd be back here and the customer would end up paying more money. So we're gonna go ahead, put on a new belt that has no frays, and you can see the wear mark from where the old belt is. What I like to do is put the belt on there, hand in the front, and it's easy. All you do, well, first let's go ahead and take those vice grips out of there. You just grab that belt at the front of the drum, and it slides in. On the back side here is 2 drum wheels. Go ahead and bring that in here. Right down there, the lower drum wheels. This lip rides on those wheels. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift it up, set it into place, and then we're just gonna give it a couple turns until it sits right into place. Okay, once that's in place, I'm gonna go ahead and put this belt on. Once it's on, I will take the camera and put it down there. It's just hard to get into the tight spot of what needs to be done. And you can go ahead and... All right, guys, so the belt is on. The drum's kind of dangling there, but what I like to do is just hold it up and give it a couple turns. Because if you don't, if you just start it right back up, you guys can hear that belt rubbing. What I'm trying to do here is straighten it back out. Now, if you just start it back up without doing what I am doing here, you're gonna throw that pulley and the belt, and then you're gonna take it all back apart and redo it. So what I'm doing is just straightening it out, making sure everything is where it needs to be. And I might actually have to put a new tensioner pulley in this, just depending. Now we're just gonna go ahead and do this. There we go. Got that sign to stop. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and take that camera and I'm gonna show you what it looks like down below here. And this is why it's hard to show you. So that belt goes all the way around the drum. You can see the lower half here comes through. You pull this pulley up, wrap it around the drive motor pulley, and then it goes up and around the drum, which causes tension. So to take it off, you just lift up on this tensioner pulley here like you see it doing, and then pull it off of there and it comes right off. So we're gonna get the front end of this put back together. All right guys, so in order to go ahead and get this door back on, it's got two square holes down here at the very bottom, and it's got, can you step out please? It's got two hooks here and two hooks here. Those go right into the squares down here at the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get one side in first, just like that. And then you're gonna have to take the drum and lift up to get the drum to go on the inner portion of this. This is going to go in the inner portion of the drum, just like that. That's where the drum rides. So I do that and lift up and get that to hook, and there it is. Now we're going to put our screws back in where it came from. Guys, so I've got everything back on. I just went ahead and put this cap in as I showed you. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this around, plug it in, hook up the vent here so that it's got vent. We're gonna run it, see if it works, and which it should, because I've already test run it before I put the back on. Like I said, the back, you can run it without it. Kind of gives you an idea of what's going on in the back. So I'm just gonna spin this right around here, plug it in. And a lot of these are difficult. Most houses, the dryer vent is one of the hardest things to hook up. But this one's got some play. It looks like it's just kind of dangling there. I'm just gonna turn the dryer. And that one is mounted. Go ahead and shove it back a little bit. And I'm gonna go ahead and open this door. We're gonna hold this dryer door switch and hit the start button, and this does work for both commercial and residential dryers. Should always have a switch on a dryer. It's a safety switch. Another thing, that if your dryer's not running, is look in here, press and listen for a click. If you get a click, it's good. If you look and there's nothing there after a tab or a button, then your dryer door switch is broken. But I'm gonna go ahead and hold that, hit start, and now our drum is rotating. I also like to look in here, since we're messing with wires in the back and doing all of that, I like to make sure that this thing is going to heat up and everything is functioning as it should, so that way the landlord or the tenant doesn't have any issue with it. It is glowing red, it is heating, the drum is turning. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we just fixed this dryer. So we are finished here. We're going to pack up, put away. If you like this, please click and subscribe onto the YouTube channel there and follow for more videos. Thank you.